Bonjour, Madame et Monsieur.
Good evening, everybody. You join us in our local pub where I'm enjoying a pint of EPA, and this wussy boy, I mean sensible man, is enjoying
A pint of vodka and coke.
Not vodka and coke, it's coke, I'll tell you. I'm on a no drinking campaign. That's what you said.
I'm on dry January, aren't I?
Well, I've not done very well up to now.
I have. I have. You meant to do it for the last week of January.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what I'm doing.
I've only had a drink tonight because I've actually got something on my mind. Well, we both have, haven't we? We've been a little bit worried, haven't we?
There's been a lot of worry in our camp, hasn't there?
We haven't been sleeping very well, have we?
We haven't.
And the reason is, it's all to do with the veterans team, which was announced last week.
The England veterans team, the Angling England vets team. And
Our big worry,
you've been getting upset, haven't you?
I have, upset. And I think I might have to notify some higher bodies, if I'm, to be honest.
Like the government.
The government, yeah. Because we want to know, don't we,
What's going to happen
to all the animals when the vets are abroad fishing the World Championships.
There's going to be poorly doggies, poorly cats. If my goldfish goes belly up and I need to take it to vets and they're all splodging
Yeah,
in
they're
Czech
all
Republic,
sat abroad with
yeah,
Czech lager running it down.
then what am I going to do with my poorly goldfish?
Big concern, big concern. Anyway, on to the serious stuff, the fishing.
Fishy.
I've actually not fished a match this weekend, but I have been fishing both days and 2 pleasure sessions, trying to get the hang of the slider fishing, which I was so expertly taught by yourself and Des Ship the last time we went fishing.
Yeah, and how did it go? Where did
Saturday
you go?
it was lovely. I went to Bacon's Fishery with Armage Howard and Rob Perkins, and I caught probably 15 or 20 roach on slider.
Lovely.
Lovely fishing.
Some nice ones as well.
Some chunky fish, yeah, really enjoying it. My firing of my balls was very good, really accurate, nice and tight, except they went about 10 yards past my float, so I had to re-pull them up after.
That's alright.
But I enjoyed it.
Good.
You had a nice match on Saturday though, didn't you, mate?
I did. I went somewhere very different. I went to Decoy Lakes in Whittlesea, practicing for the Winter League final. I actually got battered, you know, on next
Did
peg.
you?
Yeah. Chap called Keith. You know Ben.
Oh yeah, Ben. I know what you mean.
You know
from
what I
Lakeview.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
angler.
His granddad, next peg, gave me a right idea.
Did he?
Which I didn't think were very nice of him, to be fair.
Quite inconsiderate, really. Isn't it?
Yeah. No, he's a lovely bloke. He's very nice. I had a good old chat with him. But I ended up with £53, which was, I managed to win the section by default.
By default.
Yeah.
Don't matter, does it?
But I had a lovely day's fishing. I've caught on pellets.
Yeah.
On the bottom. Just started 13 metres on the bottom. Caught a couple first hour. Worked my way out to 14.5 metres. Caught a few mine. Had a nice last hour fishing 16 metres. Caught some F1s, some carp, a rogue skimmer.
Did you?
Yeah, nice day. 50 odd pound in January. Can't complain. My mate Andy Geldart did well. He won his section with 40 odd pound, but he didn't do as well as the match winner.
Right, and who was that?
Johnny Winkle.
I like John. Big John.
He's only little, innit?
Big hands.
Small guy.
Big hands, big feet.
Wouldn't want to fall out with him, would you?
No, you wouldn't want to fall out with him.
Wouldn't want to cast in his peg.
Or if you were gay, you wouldn't want him as your boyfriend.
You wouldn't.
Would you?
No. Damaging.
Damaging.
Very damaging.
Anyway.
But in all seriousness, he had £85, £83, something like that. And then the next best weight was 60 odd pounds. So he blitzed it. And I got a little interview with him after. Here it is.
You've had a lovely day, haven't you, mate?
Yes, I've Matt. Lovely day's fishing.
What have you weighed?
I've weighed 85 pounds something.
Oh, me
85, yes. Lovely day's fishing.
I think next best weight was 60 odd pound, were it? On
Yeah,
the
I think it was 68 pound was second, I think.
Awesome
Lovely day's
performance.
fishing. All carp.
Yeah.
3 or 4 F1s, all on maggots. Dobbing to the far bank.
Yeah, have you not fed a lot then, John?
No, just a little frenzied pot of maggots, 10 maggots. 10 maggots or so, 2 maggots on the hook.
Lovely.
Got some great big carps.
Awesome. Well
Lovely,
done, mate.
lovely. Cheers, Matt.
Nice
lovely
to see you
day.
again.
Cheers, mate.
Thank
very
you
much.
for your help.
Cheers, cool.
So that was my Saturday. Now, how was your Sunday, Thomas?
Sunday was brilliant. We had a Matrix Dynamite Trentman team practice day.
Ooh.
The team's been through a little bit of change lately. A few people have left, but a few people have
Is there
joined.
some politics, some juicy
No,
politics?
it's not really any juicy politics. It's dead boring.
It's
But
like
what-
EastEnders. Some go, some are having affairs with other teams or anything like that.
No,
Are you
it's not-
sure?
Only in Barnsley that happens, isn't it? Barnes is all about the politics.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Let's not tell them about that.
Why?
Because-
Are you scared? You don't want people to know the truth about what you've been up to?
If they
you
find,
not?
if they find out, mate, I'll be guts for garters, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
There's only you knows.
Is there really?
Yeah. And there's 3 of
Wow.
them coming now.
Really?
Yeah.
All from down south?
A big one, a medium one, and a little one. Yeah, honestly. Anyway, go
Yeah,
on.
so we had a great day, a team day. Hayfield Lakes.
Yeah.
Really, really nice days fishing. Again, I just fish slider because I'm determined to get, because I've never done it. I thought if I can have 3 good days at it, hopefully I'll get a real feel for it.
Yeah.
Another lovely day, but we made some videos. Caught loads of fish. Mark Godfrey, Pete Scott and Jay Scrivener, who are 3 of the newest signings, they all drew together on the opposite bank. They kept us all very entertained
Good giggle.
all day, along with Armour Joward.
Yeah.
I felt a bit sorry for him. I think he had his earplugs in most of it.
Did he?
Yeah, because they were a bit loud.
Poor old arm.
But the best tip of the day, or the best
Moment.
moment and story of the day, came from Nathan Young, another new signing. I'm just going to let him share it with you.
Just going to let him.
Just having breakfast this morning with young Ricky Marshall. We got on about drawing and drawing arm. Talking about pegs, obviously. Now Ricky's turned around to me and says he's doing college, university, art. So I said, oh, brilliant. I says, draw us a picture then, Ricky. So anyway, he's drawn me that. So I says, what the bloody hell's that? He says, it's a pig. I says, it's never been a pig. I says, it looks more like an hedgehog. I says, go away and draw me one. I says, pigs are more round. So we come back 5 minutes later and he says, I've done a pig and I've made it look round for you.
And tell me all about your Sunday, mate. What did you get up to?
I went somewhere different, all in aid of this Winter League final that's up and coming at the end of February. I went to the Old River Nene again,
Right.
like last week, but I went to a different stretch at Benwick. Or
Benwick?
Benwick. I don't know how they meant
Benwick.
to pronounce Benwick. Benwick. And it was a very nice little venue.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's some boats on the far bank, loads of reeds, quite a narrow place, quite
Yeah.
shallow, typical Fenland drain.
Yeah.
And I drew peg 13, which is unlucky for some.
Unlucky for you, really, wasn't it?
It was a little bit unlucky, but then again it wasn't, because I had a lovely day's fishing. I couldn't catch any big fish though. I caught
No?
loads of little tiny roach. I think my biggest fish were about 1.5 ounces, and he ended up with £4, 12.5, which was enough to, again, get a default section prize.
Did you get a default section
I got
prize?
a default section prize. But I got bashed up on the next peg again.
You know what you are, though?
I'm in
Hey,
a nightmare.
Double D. Double D's.
Double D's
That's
fault.
2 defaults in 2
Doubles.
days. Double D's.
Double D's.
Oh, carry on.
And yeah, the guy next door, Ian from, is it Ian? Ian from,
Still in Oxford, isn't he?
yeah, lovely bloke. I thought, I'm keeping up with him here. And
Yeah.
he fishes the fens quite a lot. I thought, I'm keeping up with this guy here. And then he's dropped on his chopped worm line, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Nailed himself a big tinker.
Yeah.
So I thought, I need to get one of them. And I couldn't find one.
Could you
And I
not?
searched all over my peg for one, and I couldn't find one.
Could you not?
Make matters worse, about an hour of the match to go, he's hooked what he thought was a pike
Right.
on his pinky rig.
Right.
Popped up, tinker number 2 in the
Yeah.
net. So he's got 2 at this point, so I've got a real dab on.
Yeah.
And then he nailed a great big perch as well.
So he didn't
yeah.
just tap the nail into the coffin gently, did he?
Well, I mean, dug the
He
mud on
drove the
top of
stake
it.
through your heart,
Yeah.
buried you in the ground, and threw the mud over the top of you in one fell movement. Didn't
Yeah.
he?
Burnt me alive, mate.
Did
Burnt
he?
me alive.
Did he?
Yeah, but I learned a lot about the little fish. Caught them on squats and pinkies, a few on bread as well. There were a lot of big fish caught though. There were probably, but there were close to 20 of these tench caught throughout the match length. Again, surprising, middle of January, natural venue, all these tench. And you know what? This
What?
Drennan Oxford team have
Yeah.
got a little bit of something sorted. Because,
Have they?
you know the people who come first and second? They fish for the buggers as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, as you know, I've got a great affinity with the Oxford area and the
Ah,
Oxford
yes.
people. One of our greatest friends is
Dad.
from Dad, Paul
Dad.
Glenfield. He's from Oxford, and he's given us a little taste of the high life down there, the ones
That's
twice
fantastic, fantastic area of the country.
Before. It is, isn't it?
It's a beautiful place.
It is. So these 3 anglers who were first, second,
Yeah.
and third in this match were all from Brennan Oxford.
Yeah.
How did they do it?
I think they've got a magical tench ground bait. First place, Tony Hobbs, 7 tench for £23, something like
Right.
that. Second place, Gary Barkley.
Yeah.
He's a big nasty man in
He
Gary.
is, he is,
I've
he's
never
massive.
seen. Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to fall out with him.
No.
Who'd win in a fight, Gary Barkley or Johnny Wincup?
I think Gary had knocked John out.
I do.
One fell swoop.
I think Gary Barkley could take 3 John Wincups on.
It could.
Definitely.
It could.
Definitely. But while they were first, second and third, I thought I'm going to quiz them all and I'm going to get them on a group interview to finish our blog off.
Lovely.
And here it is. Well, we're here after the match on the Old River Neen at Benwick, and I've got with me the top 3 in the match. Now, Ian, you've actually been next to me today, and you've given me a right old battering, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm the Northerner.
What-
Northern Guinea.
What did you end up weighing?
£12.4.
To my £4.12. Now, that's not very nice. It's the first time I've been, and you've given me a right blooming good idea. You had some lovely tench, didn't you? 2 big tench.
Big perch and £4 of bits.
Lovely, nice day's fishing. And then Gary, who's also a Drennan Oxford man,
Yes,
has
I
come
am, yeah.
second on the match. And
Yeah,
what have you had,
I've
Gary?
had 4 tench and some bits for £14.4, which
And-
has been fantastic. And I've lost one as well, so but luckily it hasn't cost me.
Brilliant,
So
brilliant.
it's been really good. So yeah, we really enjoyed it. But we have drawn some good pegs, some
Well-
tench pegs today. So
They don't catch themselves. Interestingly, you've actually caught some tench on your light rig as well.
yeah, I've caught 2 tench down the middle, and then it's all gone a bit quiet. So I've gone across my pinky ring. Of course, I've got the tench on an 07 and a number 3 elastic, which was fun.
Good angling.
And I got it out, and then I've lost another one doing the same because I thought it was a fluke, and then I had one later on the 07 as well. So it's I think they wanted a light rig today.
Brilliant, brilliant. Don't be too much away in this video.
Yes.
And of course, Tony, you've had an astonishing weight today, £23.
£23 something, I think. Next to Gary,
Yeah, it took me up big time.
Showing the way.
So it showed
Brilliant.
the way. Got
Bit of banter.
A bit of banter. It was good. Initially it was 2-2 at one time.
Really?
And then Tony just
That's show man.
showed how it's done.
So what have you ended up catching, Tony?
I've had 7 tench and probably £3 of bits and pieces. Just fishing for tench. Catch one, leave it. Catch a couple of bits. Go back. Have another one. Feeding for each fish. Just resting it every time we're in.
Lovely fishing.
Yeah, fishing.
Well done,
Cheers,
chaps,
pal.
and it looks
Okay.
like Dren and Oxford are well en route practicing for the Winter
I
League
think we've
final.
used all our
I
luck
think
on.
we peaked too early.
Thank you very much, chaps.
Okay, no problem.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me that even when you've known someone a very long time, there's still new things you can find out about them, isn't there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And when we first started doing these blogs, we never wanted to embarrass or post daft pictures of people that they didn't want the public to see, did we?
No, never. Never.
Which is why we're very sorry about what we're about to do, isn't it?
And please understand the purpose of what we're about to reveal to you all is not to embarrass or shame anybody. It's just to make other people feel a little bit more comfortable and not as embarrassed and shocked as we were when we found out these truths about our very good friends. Now, you've got something to say, haven't you, about Andy Geldart?
Andy Geldart, the Fishermania and Park Dean Masters champion. Now, I shared a room with him on Saturday night. We went out for a steak and a few beers in March. And when we were getting ready,
Yes.
he went in the shower first.
Right.
And when he came out of the shower,
Yes.
the poor little devil had got goggles on.
Goggles.
Goggles.
Why does he wear goggles?
A pair of Speedo goggles.
And why does he wear those?
Because little Andy Geldart,
Yeah.
poor little cute Andy Geldart,
Yeah.
doesn't like getting soap in his eyes in the
No.
shower.
And that's true.
That's true. I've got a picture to prove it.
Bloody hell. Well, for me, it were Adrian Higginbottom.
Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy, my teammate. You know, I feel ever so sorry for him.
Why?
Well, I've always known he doesn't have a lot of money. You
No.
know, he doesn't flaunt it, does he? He's
Not
got
at all.
a very little, bless him, and he struggles a bit, doesn't he?
He does.
And it wasn't until this weekend, though, I realised that he actually cuts his own hair.
Does he really?
He does.
Has he got any hair?
He's got a little bit. And what happened this weekend was, unfortunately, as he was cutting his hair the night before,
Yeah.
there were 7 power cuts. by the way. 7. And so he ended up with some bits longer and some bits shorter. And you know his wife? She
Yeah.
never told him.
Right.
So he come fishing and he got a bit of a dodgy haircut, which I think you can see here, bless him. But I think as it turned out, it was quite a cold day, and he was glad that them bits were left a bit long because they helped to keep him
Did
warm.
he? Went wind went back of his head.
And myself, and Mark Godfrey, and Pete Scott, and all of us, we never took the mickey out of him once.
I bet you were really supportive, weren't you?
Yeah, oh, by the way, Iggy also come to the bank with a brand new waggler rod.
Did he?
Yeah.
And did he catch the first fish on it? A nice big fish?
I'd love to tell you he did, but, well, Mark Godfrey actually picked it up and caught one straight away, so... Until next week, folks, we'll see you later.
Take care, toodles.